Hi everybody, this is Dwayne with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina. It is Wednesday, August the 28th. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon and they're running some water. I think they turned on, maybe about 2 units or so. But it's starting to flow pretty good. So I'm gonna try and go back to basics and we're gonna drag a drift rig. This is one of our rental rods. Just a rod that we rent out to people. It's lined with 4-pound test, and I've got a snap swivel on the end. And the reason for that is we're going to put a drift rig on there. We sell the drift rigs in the store. They come wrapped up on a little piece of cardboard like this. I've taken the rubber band off already. But when you get a drift rig, you take that rubber band off and you grab the weight and start unwrapping. About 10 or 12 inches in there, you'll come to a little loop in the line. We're going to take that loop in the line and we are going to attach it to that snap swivel. Just hook it right in there. And then you can unwrap the rest of that cardboard. About 24, 30 inches later, come to a size 8 hook on there like that. It's got a little bit of a tag end on it. I'm going to snip that off with my handy dandy Leatherman. Cut that tag end down just a little bit. And I've got some night crawlers in here, a dozen fresh ones. I like to take a night crawler, a full one like that, and pinch him in half. You can save that bottom half. I like to throw it in the water, and I just fished the top half of that night crawler. He's squirming. And so I pinched him in half there, and it's the head end of the night crawler. I like to hook him just one time, kind of close to that head end, right there. Just one time hooking him. And we've got a worm blower here. Fix my mic. On the end that I broke in half, I run that needle up in there. I don't know if you can see there or not, and I'm blowing full of air. That allows him to float up off the bottom. So, again, what you got is that snap swivel hooked to the loop in the drift rig. We've got a probably 3/16 ounce weight there. Half of a night crawler hooked one time and blown up with air. I'm going to take this boat and turn it sideways so that we're just drifting down in the current. We got the Branson pump house right there, just above the dock. We're kind of out in the middle. And I'm just going to toss that upstream and let it sink down to the bottom. You'll feel it ticking along on the bottom. And that's a good thing. That's where it needs to be. You'll lose these drift rigs. You'll get hung on the bottom every now and then, but that's okay. If you're not losing one every now and then, you're not down where the fish are. And it's down there dragging on the bottom. You can feel it ticking along. If you don't have a heavy enough weight on where you're feeling the bottom within 10 or 15 seconds, you can strip some line out and feed it some more line. That'll help it get down on the bottom. I like to hold my rod about a 45-degree angle up in the air and watch the tip. You can see the tip kind of bouncing along the bottom there. When I get something that's a little more aggressive than that I feel like it's a bite, I like to drop that rod tip down and give that fish some line to work with. Those trout on a night crawler or power bait, they like to just kind of play with it in their lips, chew on it a little bit. You really got to let them take it. There's a bite. I just dropped it down. They like to play with it quite a bit. So really let them eat it and get it good before you set the hook. I felt like that was a bite, but he never came back for it. That was a pretty good pull there too. Might have been just a big rock. Coming down on the resort. I like to drift this for quite a ways. There's certain areas I like to try and drift the night crawlers when they're running water. From the power lines just above Monkey Island down through the bridges is usually a pretty good area to drift. And I like to pay attention to where I'm getting bites and catching fish at, because they're not always through that whole area. Sometimes they'll be in a 200-yard stretch of that area. And if that's the case, you need to start concentrating on that smaller area where those schools of fish are. Go ahead for Doc.
Ross is here for their 22-foot pontoon.
Is Paul still around? Can he take care of that? I'm out doing the one cast right now.
I'll take care of it.
Power on. Six.
I've got them in number 7 on the lower end. Thank you, sir.
It's a really nice day today. It was nice and cool this morning, about 60 degrees. The sun is kind of warm right now, but it's not terrible. And the humidity has let up a little bit. Basically with this night crawler, you're just covering some ground and finding where the fish are that are active. You could go real long stretches with no bite at all, and all of a sudden get into 2 or 3 fish. Go back and concentrate on that area where you caught 2 or 3 of them. But you just never know where they're at, and you got to start somewhere. So I figured I'd start just above the dock. And there is bottom. Like I said, you're going to hang up every now and then. That's just part of it. We broke it all off. If you're not hanging up, you're not getting down there where the fish are. I did bring an extra one just in case that happens. So we'll rig this one up real quick. It's already got the drift rig attached to it. Find us another nice juicy night crawler. And get rid of the bottom half. And hook him one time towards the end that wasn't broke. And on the end that is broke, run that needle up in there and pump him full of air. I always keep a towel or 2 with me when I'm fishing with night crawlers, because they are a little messy and you'll want to wipe your fingers off before you eat your sandwich. Oh, gotta open the bail. Get that back out there. Get the boat straightened back out again. Right in front of the resort here now. It's been about a 300-yard drift so far. I've just now started touching bottom. So it does take it a little while to get down there. Bit of boat traffic out here today. This is a nice relaxing way to fish. give it just a couple of more minutes and call it a quit. I haven't touched bottom in a while, so I'm going to let a little bit of line out. There's bottom again. You can use power bait instead of a night crawler. People typically put 2 of those power eggs on there. 1 pink one and 1 white one, 1 orange one and 1 white one. Generally some color and a white one. You could thread a pink power worm up onto the night crawler or up onto the hook and drag that. Also, that power worm would want to float up. It's not near as messy as a night crawler. Getting some interesting bottom action there. Almost thought I was getting a bite. There, oh, come on. We were stuck on the bottom for a second. Usually when a fish takes the night crawler or the power bait, they swallow it. So if you plan on practicing catch and release, you need to bring a bunch of extra hooks and just cut that line just above the fish's mouth. Let him have the hook. He'll eventually spit it out or pass it through. But if you try and yank that out of there, you will kill that fish. Doesn't look like anything's going to play today. Keep feeling that bottom and getting halfway excited. We're going to call it a day. Nothing at all on the one cast today. But that can be a very productive way of fishing. We thank you all for watching, and we will try it again tomorrow.